Miami Dolphin fan, let me ask you something. Do you love the Dolphins? Do you think they are the greatest football team? How about the greatest show on surf? If you answered yes to any or all of these questions, then fins up and surfs up to the greatest show on surf.shop today. Celebrate the most explosive offense in the NFL with this awesome exclusive merch. From jackets, hats, shirts, and more, they have it all. Use promo code FINSTALK and save 15% on your order. Show off your fandom. Don't wait. Go to thegreatestshowonsurf.shop today.
All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition, episode 2 of season 2 of On the Clock NFL Draft Talk. I'm your host, Bobby Finstock, joined always by Josh Wingate, Coach Michael Vogel, and introducing co-host of the Touchdown in Paradise podcast and host of the premiering on Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern, On Deck Baseball Podcast, Russ Morgan. Russ, how are you, man?
I'm good. Thanks for having me, Bobby. Let's ready to talk some draft. I'm usually geared up by the draft, especially in like the last 9 years. So I'm a diehard New York Jets fan. So we're usually geared up by October. It was kind of funny when we started the podcast. Bobby didn't know I was a Jets fan, and he's behind it. And then he hits up Justin. He goes, "I got a Jets fan on my."
It's an interesting, and then you'll be doing the baseball podcast with Rob Mosley. He's a Red Sox fan. You're a Yankees fan. You just can't win, man. You just can't win.
For baseball, my hatred of the Red Sox has definitely gone down in the last 15 years, just because the rivalry is not the same. Back in the early 2000s. So I kind of hate the Dodgers more than I hate the Red Sox.
There you go. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I'm excited, and I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
That's crazy to me that a New York Yankees fan hates the Dodgers to do what the Yankees used to do in the 90s, early 2000s.
It doesn't have the rivalry. Since 24, it just doesn't have the same cash aim. It doesn't have that same. It's just.
Yeah.
And I grew up in LA, so all my podcast, all my guys are LA fans, and my dad's from New York, so I'm a Jets Yankees guy. I always went with my dad's teams, and they're like, "Russ, you never stop talking shit," and I literally told them, "It's like, yep, that's right." And if the Jets ever win the Super Bowl, hopefully it happens. Shut up! You'll never hear me ever stop talking. So let's get going. Thanks for having me, Bobby. I appreciate it being on.
Absolutely. Wingate, Vogel. Wingate first. How you doing, brother? How's your week?
I was just telling Vogel that today I just caffeined up. I had 200 milligrams early on, and then I had a protein shake with caffeine in it and took 2 shots of espresso in there. I'm ready to go. I'm amped right now.
He ain't sleeping tonight. He ain't sleeping tonight.
Oh, that's awesome. Vogel, how about you, man?
I'm great, man. We're in full swing now. Had the Shrine Bowl and the Senior Bowl both this weekend. Some players obviously helped themselves, some quarterbacks that didn't help themselves. So it's we're there, man. We're there. Combine's coming up.
Let's talk on that very quick, Vogel. The Senior Bowl's going on right now. Senior Bowl practice. Who stood out to you so far, man?
The defensive wise, it was the kid from Florida State, defensive tackle from Florida State was pretty big. And then obviously our big man crush at center, was it Powers-Johnson?
Yeah.
Jackson Powers-Johnson. Yes, sir.
Yeah, he did well. And the quarterback from Rattler from South Carolina.
Spencer Rattler, yeah.
Yeah, his stock climbed, and Penix didn't play in the game, so I don't know how to feel about that other than the fact that he's just going to stand on his season he had this year, which was pretty impressive.
Yeah.
But Sam Hartman, I love the dude because he played at Notre Dame this year, but he didn't look good at all. No. He just him and I don't know how Bo Nix did. It made it sound like he didn't have the best week, but I'm still a fan.
I read, he didn't have the best week, but of course we have the number one Bo Nix fan here on the show here, and Josh Wingate. Yeah. We'll let him respond to that.
I haven't I haven't watched the entire game. I got through the first quarter, saw a little bit of it, but I believe people are over evaluating Bo Nix. They're not taking him for what he is. Yeah, he has room to develop. He's not the greatest reader of a defense right now because he had to do that early on. But I said this, I believe, in our group chat. Mm-hmm. You put Bo Nix on the Dolphins, and what he gives you over Tua is, I think it can change the franchise around. His arm strength, his accuracy. He essentially does things that Tua already does. He just has that quickness about him that Tua doesn't. So I think just that, and putting the one thing you'll always hear people say about Bo Nix, and this is why I think it's a plus on the Dolphin side, is that Bo Nix put his players and abilities at short passing ranges, and his entire offense was nothing but yak. That is what you want the Dolphins to be. Just give them the ball and let them do with it as they can, because there's dynamic talent on this offense. Just distribute it well, and they'll do what you can with it.
Russ, obviously you've been following college football all season. These guys put in a lot of work. They're in the comments. They're on DMs, on Instagram DMs, and I see them all the time, and they're actively communicating about players and coaches and everything going on in college football. And the first show of the season this year, they were talking about Heisman Trophy winners, and I picked Michael Penix. I was on that first show. But Russ, watching all the football you've watched this season, college football, obviously diehard Jets fan, NFL fan as well. Which college football? Because we're talking about Penix, and there's some quarterbacks that are they play amazing college ball, but then when they make that transition to pro, they're not that guy. Who right now out of those guys, Sam Hartman, Notre Dame, played great, but seems like he's struggling here. Michael Penix, et cetera. Who do you think it could be the real deal? And who do you think is hey, I know a lot of people are saying this guy's going to be good, but watching him, I don't think that transfers over to the NFL.
So, obviously, we all know Caleb Williams. I'm not as high on Caleb. All the shit you hear about him and stuff like that is kind of just rubbing you the wrong way, where it's you're gonna mortgage your future or take the first pick for this guy who's already asking for he wants stake in the franchise. Come on, just take your deal, suck it up. Every quarterback who's considered that high is going to a bad team. They're in the top 5. They're number 1 for a reason.
Yep,
they're bad. I love, and obviously me and Bobby, I love Michael Penix. I think this guy's got one of the strongest arms I've ever seen. You watch him half the time, he doesn't even set his feet when he throws and throws a dime. If you watch that Sugar Bowl, he was throwing balls, just dropping it into the basket. I love Michael Penix. Now he's got some downside. He's 24. He's had 2 injuries. So, but I love Penix. But it'll be interesting who he goes for because, that Washington offensive line, he didn't get barely touched until that Michigan game. It'll be interesting on Nix. Oregon, you don't see too many Oregon guys do well. They run it in. Everything's handed to them. They're not really, it's 1-2 read. So it'll be interesting to see how he goes. But I'm a huge I love Michael Penix. I've been on him all year. And it's obviously just a little different seeing that coming from a left-handed quarterback too. It's pretty. So obviously you got Caleb Williams, Drake May, but I'll take Penix. The guy's a proven winner. He wants to play football. He wins. I like that. And if I'm wrong, I guess, right, whatever.
I don't want to be right. No, it's all good. And first of all, Finn Stanza knows better. He's here in the comments. The seasonal team member over here, just disappearing and throwing his little critiques. First of all, we started off going around the league, talking all the rumors and news, touching on certain things. Then we get into our bread and butter, and then we close it out with the mock draft. You did this all last season. For some reason, you're not here to start off this one. So you just stay there with your comments. And my chair is what it is, okay? I'm not really sure. It's just so chill, bro. No, I'm just playing. All right, so let me just try to raise this up. Anyway, guys. Now I feel better. Look, last week we did talk about offensive line. Jackson Powers-Johnson out of Oregon, the center. Josh Wingate's the one who said, I've watched someone, we all liked it, but Josh was like, no, you need to watch him. This guy is Jason Kelsey 2.0. That's his player comp. I said, you know what? I'm going to sit down and watch him. And holy that dude is legit. And it's all of us, and not saying that it was us, but all of a sudden he blows up, and people are banging on the tables for him. You were always invited. Did you? Yeah, you're seasonal right now. The season ended and you're not here. Seasonal. But we are touching on linebackers today. We touched on offensive line. We'll continue to touch on everything as the season goes along. But I did want to do, and we'll do next week, we'll do linebacker player spotlight. We'll pick 2 linebackers or 3, and we'll let the guys go to town. Waiting for the invite. Waiting for the waiting for the invite. You're always the ID. Okay, well, hold on. Wait till she finishes her words. All right. So, she just had a show with Tati, so she's probably out of breath. She's talking a lot, So, anyway, you better not, you jackass. But before we talk about linebackers, which is, we talked about top needs for the Dolphins. We're going to talk about every team in the NFL, not just the Dolphins, Russ. Talk on Jets. We talk on Cowboys. We talk on everything.
I got my Dolphins. I got my stuff.
You do. I know you do, brother. It's all good. So, but one of the main need that we talked on last week when we ranked them out was offensive line. Secondary was the linebacker. So we're going to touch on linebackers today. But before that, let's go ahead and do the player spotlight. Before I do that, I got to do this. Hold on.
Player spotlight.
Yeah. So, reminders, guys, because we haven't done this in a year. We're doing these things again. Yeah. And also, remember to unmute your mic when I press the video, okay? So, guys, put on some film of the player. And we'll first start off with Jackson Powers-Johnson out of Oregon, Josh Wingate. This is your player spotlight, starting in 3, 2, 1.
Okay, unmuted myself. I'm good to go. So, Jackson Powers-Johnson, I told you last week, this guy reminds me a lot of Jason Kelsey. If you throw him the film, you're going to see that. But he is a 6'3", 334-pound, and I feel like the volume is getting louder as I speak. But he is a junior coming out of Oregon. He's played the interior, so he's played both guards. He's played center, so he has position flex when we go into that. But one thing, as soon as you watch him and you throw on the tape, you are going to see someone that has the ability to have a mean streak. He's not someone that just catches in the pass blocking, not someone that just gets in the way when it comes to run blocking. He's someone that is going to push you around, and he's going to make his presence felt in the pass and in the run game. I think his best asset is going to be pass blocking. I have not seen him make a mistake when it comes to pass blocking. So that is a feature that I'm excited about for him. I do think sometimes in the run game, he can get off track, and I'm going over here, but run game, but the one negative I have on him is that he is a little stiff-hipped, which, again, the Jason Kelsey comparison, Kelsey was as well. So I do think he's a center, so I don't expect him to be the most agile guy. But, again, he is stiff-tipped, so when you see him go out in screen passes and things of that nature, You don't see the greatest athletic ability out there, but he is someone that you throw in the film and you're just going to fall in love with this guy.
I think I watched 3 or 4 different films that he was in, and I saw one snap that was slightly to the right where the quarterback just throws his hands up here. And I know that, as Dolphins fans, and Connor Williams had some high snaps and all over the place. I mean, he was money with every one of those snaps.
Yeah.
I never saw a quarterback center fumble or exchange or anything like that. I was trying to find some weather games, but I don't have access to all the film to see some games in the weather. I wanted to see what he was like in the rain and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm very high on him as well.
He's a stud. So last week I said you can't trade back if you're the Dolphins. I think the only way you don't trade back is if Jackson Powers-Johnson is there.
Yeah.
I think someone is trading up over Miami to get him, whether it be Philadelphia, because who's the perfect fit to replace Jason Kelce?
Yeah.
And then also I think we could see a couple other teams move up and get him, like the Dallas Cowboys. But that would take a lot of cap, or not cap, but
draft capital
in order to get up there.
Yeah.
So I am going to edit this very quick. I don't know why the music was that loud.
Did you hear me at least? I was trying to.
I did. No, yeah, you did great. You stayed right with it. And I'm sitting there going, what the hell? Because I don't know. So, okay, bear with me.
I started hearing that volume go up, and I was like, I got to get louder.
I'm like, I was looking like, did I press something? I'm like, no. Yeah. I'm like, what the hell? All right, so bear with me, Michael. Let me get yours up again. I'm going to try something else here. Let's see if I could pop this in.
So going back to the Senior Bowl, I do feel like Tyler Guyton made a name for himself out there. And then as well, the other guy that we discussed was Troy FAUTANU.
Yeah.
I feel like he made a name for himself out there as well.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I heard some bad things about Jordan Morgan while out there. But overall, I think people really enjoyed Jordan Morgan out there as well.
That's a good point, Evan. Why don't you be the producer for Real Talk Fin Talk tomorrow since Rob is out? Thanks for volunteering yourself. Talking on that trade. Russ, any thoughts on Jackson Powers-Johnson? Any players on the offensive line while we're loading this up that you saw this year that you think would be good pros and maybe Jets, Dolphins, Cowboys would like?
So I got a couple names. Obviously for the Jets, I mean, Joe Alt. I can't even remember the guy from Penn State's name. It's something I really like because I don't think Alt's going to be there at 10 anymore because the Jets kind of ruined that, is Tulise Luanga from Oregon State, who had a great Senior Bowl week. The guy's a mauler. Oregon State has a great offensive line. And, I mean, for the Cowboys, Morgan, Amarius Mims, J.C. Latham, and then that UW guard. I've heard he's got short arms, but that Washington offensive line was Penix barely got touched this year. So, he's going to be good too. This is a good draft for the line.
Absolutely. No, it is. There's the offensive line, the wide receiver position, very deep this season. Put this up here. Of course. All right. Now, it looks like everything has loaded up.
Daniel asked about Christian Hayes. I don't have film on Christian Hayes. If you can find film on that guy, I'll be more than happy to talk about him with you. But until I actually see the guy play, I'm not going to blow smoke. So,
let's Josh brought it up, and Russ followed up with the guard out of Washington, or the tackle, excuse me, Troy FAUTANU. And the player spotlight is Coach Michael Vogel. So hopefully the music is lowered here, Vogel. So, but if not, please put the mic right on your lips.
If not, I'll yell really loudly.
Okay, and just remember to unmute your mic when we go with the video. 3, 2, 1, brother.
Alrighty, 55. 6'4", 317. runs the 40-yard dash in 5.20 with a 32-inch vertical. I love this dude's pass game. He's got I love the pass set that he comes out in. I love the base that he gets in. Run blocking right there, you saw. Getting low, up underneath the guy and being able to drive. He does a really good job with stunts and twists. He's got really good hands with a good, as you see here, he's getting out on the edge, which is we need some of that athleticism. I think he's pretty athletic. He can get out on the edge. In the screen game, he does really good. Being able to, he's got his eyes are constantly up to get over, see stunts and blitzers and stuff like that coming. So Morris Trophy winner, first team all Pac-12 in 2023. That's Troy FAUTANU.
I absolutely love this guy. Like this interior class, because I'm going to say he's a guard. When you watch him line up as a tackle, you're like, okay, this guy's lining up like he's a guard. His inner soul is a guard. So I think, and my comparison to him, I said last week, was Elijah Vera Tucker, who Russ knows very well.
Oh, yeah.
I absolutely
like,
love
no.
Elijah Vera Tucker. But he can play tackle, he can play guard, he can play center. This is just the guy that you want. And I think highly of him. So I got to find out, Russ, are you not a fan of Elijah Vera Tucker?
I fucking love Elijah. I love AVT, dude.
I loved him coming out.
Oh my god! And our season went downhill. Well, our season this year went downhill after 4 plays, but it was even last year we were hot, and then he goes down in Denver. This year they're actually starting to pick up maybe a little momentum, maybe get a wild card. He gets hurt again in Denver. Yeah. So I love Vera Tucker. No, yeah. I love him.
So AVT, Slater were my top 2 offensive linemen in that draft, and I just see so much of AVT and Troy FAUTANU that I think he's going to be a stud.
And there you go. And I apologize about the music, guys. I will fix that. I don't know why it did that. It did not do that in pre-production, whatever you want to call it, while I was getting those created. So we will fix that. Maybe something better next time, but that's okay. Great takes for both guys. Put this here. Troy FAUTANU. I mean, again, there's so many offensive linemen. We touched on it last week. So many offensive linemen in this draft that Miami or any team could get. You don't have to reach. I know a lot of people are saying, first, second pick, we got to go get them. And yeah, sure. There's a lot of good players that could be at that 21st pick for a team like Miami that you should go get. But if another talented player falls, maybe a receiver, maybe linebacker, whatever, or maybe not even linebacker, because linebackers, we're going to touch on that. But any kind of player, 21, not offensive lineman, as long as it's a star-studded player that shouldn't be there, you're okay, because second-round pick, third, fourth, fifth, whatever, you can still get a quality player at that spot. But let's get to our player rankings per position.
Player rankings per position.
I just like how it's acting like it's echoing you throughout this.
Right? It was in the bathroom. No. Hello. Oh. All right. So let's discuss it here. We're going to talk about the top 5 linebackers according to the guys. And Russ, we're going to start with these guys here. But if you have top 5, perfect. If you don't, roll into next week for the next position we're going to discuss. But we'll go ahead and start with Mr. Wingate, man. I know we've all been watching some film of certain players here and there. You've put some interesting comments in our message box here. First off, before we get into top 5, what do you think about this linebackers class right now?
It is not fun. Like, I'm struggling to find a linebacker that I'm falling in love with. I think I finally did do that. But there is a guy out there that I wasn't able to find tape on. And I'm trying to remember what his name is. I'm trying to pull him up.
Cooper?
Yeah.
For Texas A&M. Yeah.
Can't find film on him. Either it's YouTube or the All-22 film that we have. Can't find him. So, again, just like Christian Hayes.
He was on our cut-ups.
I can't find him there. Where is he?
Oh, I sent you. Yeah, I said she's like on 50 something.
Yeah.
You said it was all 2022. It was last season.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's last season.
Yeah.
Okay.
We don't have it updated, but yeah.
I'll have to check that out just to see something on the guy. So
yeah,
he's not in my rankings. It's not because he's not top 5. I just haven't watched film on him. So this could change watching film on him. But overall, I think this linebacker group is to be desired. You don't like going into this. I was super excited because I heard Jeremiah Trotter was a lot like Nick Bolton. I was huge on Nick Bolton coming out. He's not. And if that's the top of the class where everyone is going to is Jeremiah Trotter Jr., this is a weak class. I think we have nothing but like late second, early third round picks that are going to be jumped up because of position needs. But yeah, it's weak. Do you want me to go into my rankings or?
Well, let's just follow up with what the guy's saying. Vogel, do you have the same assessment, man? I mean, I know it's very early, and I will say, like Wingate has just said, right now, he doesn't have Edgerrin Cooper in his top 5. Not that because he doesn't deserve to be, it's just he hasn't seen film on him, so he's not going to put him there.
Yeah.
But again, these rankings will change as the season goes on. I know we're all working on our top 100 players. We'll combine that list, and we'll have a master list to go out through the season. But watching some of the film that you have watched so far, do you have the same assessment? Is this a weak class at linebacker?
I think so, yeah. And when I watched Trotter, the film that I watched, like to me, he felt very bouncy. Like I didn't feel like he was playing downhill enough or, in space. Like he just seemed like he was bouncing around to bounce into place. I didn't get a good downhill attack, aggressive type read off of him. Maybe it was just the film that I watched, and it didn't pop for me last year like some of those guys did that we watched last year. So I agree with Josh on that.
And you'll hear a lot of times people say his eyes match his feet. I feel like that's the opposite for Jeremiah Trotter. His eyes don't match his feet. His feet tend to go before his eyes, and that's where he gets caught off guard.
Yeah.
What do you think, Russ, of the linebackers of this draft?
I agree. I think it's a weak class. I think most day 2 picks, second, third round guys. I liked Eichenberg from Ohio State. That's pulling out some real fact. I liked Peyton Wilson. I think he had a really good Senior Bowl. He might have moved up in day 2 from NC State. So, but it's definitely agree with you guys. Not as strong as it's been in years past.
So I think right now, and I'm speaking, obviously you're saying Dolphins 21, right? But this is what pick in this is 21 a reach for any linebacker right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Especially, and some team could say, I'm not going to be able to get this linebacker at the end of the first round or where I'm picking in the second round.
Yeah.
And I'll take that chance on them because I love them so much. I feel like the Dolphins don't have that opportunity because of how little picks they have.
Yep.
So if they're in that situation, try and trade back from where you're at, get in the beginning of the second round, and get one of your guys.
Yep.
Yeah, we might be able to play with that in just a minute. I mean, not in a minute, but towards the end, we could probably play with that situation. Anthony Manzano in the house, great to see you. He says, I don't think that the class is weak. It's just not very top heavy. There's good linebacker depth in the class. It's just not full of superstars like we've seen in the past few years. That could be the case. There might be some sleepers. And again, we're diving in. So we might
agree with that. But the issue with that is because there isn't that number one guy and there is a need of position, we're going to see these guys go earlier than they need to. And then that's going to be the reason why these people or these players are over-evaluated. And once they go to play, they're looking at them as a first-round pick rather than where they should be in the second round. And they're going to be bust at that point.
Absolutely, yeah. So, and again, I'm the same. I think you're right. I think late in the first round, 28, 29, 30, whatever, you might see a guy get picked up right there just because somebody might be in love. But I think I wouldn't take a guy at 21. I wouldn't take a linebacker at 21. I think that's a reach. I'd wait till that 50-something pick and grab a guy there. Peyton Wilson, Cooper. I do like what I've seen in Cooper. The little I've seen on him with highlights and whatever, and I'll say I want to see the film, and I do have it on there, and I plan on watching it. But he's more outside. He's not inside. Tommy Eichenberg, I do like what I've seen there. and again, I have to watch more of Jeremiah Trotter, but what I've seen of him is that it's the closeout speed. It's the closing.
Yeah, that is nice.
Side to sideline to sideline. He kind of is like, and it doesn't get to the guy fast. I haven't seen that. He's not a first round pick, at least in my assessment right now. Might change, but not now. All right, Wingate. Who are your top 5 linebackers in this draft currently?
I think I'm going to blow your guys' minds here with my first guy.
Okay.
My number 1 linebacker is Junior Colson out of Michigan. He's a weak side linebacker, middle linebacker. You watch this guy. He just does everything really, really well. He covers well. He can blitz well. And he's the one guy that you see his eyes follow his feet, or his feet follow his eyes. And I watched Peyton Wilson. I watched Jeremiah Trotter. And then I ended up going into Junior Colson. And this was the first guy that I'm like, everything matches what you expect. So he's my top guy. And he also has the size that you're looking for to either play in me saying, what is he? 6'3", 247 linebacker that can play weak side linebacker. That's pretty impressive. But I think I would tend to put him more in the middle linebacker side of things. Peyton Wilson is my number 2 guy. I think he is a weak side linebacker. He runs like a antelope. He's all over the place. He's very good in coverage. There's something about him where I think he's more of his tackling technique just isn't there for me. There's something I'm not big on with him. So he kind of dropped below Junior Colson for me. My number 3 guy is Jeremiah Trotter Jr. We talked about him. He's the opposite of what I mentioned before, where I think his eyes follow his feet, and he doesn't get to the guy quick enough. So Jeremiah Trotter Jr., he is a good blitzer. I think he could be he's a middle linebacker, but I think if you have to use him as a strong side linebacker, someone that's on the line of scrimmage blitzing, you can use him there as well. My next guy is JT Bertrand, Notre Dame. You throw on the tape, I think it's against Ohio State. You immediately watch him crush somebody. And I was able to watch my number 5 guy before JT Bertrand, Maurice Liafu, I think that's how you say it, the other linebacker from Notre Dame. And you see that exact play in that game, and you're just like, oh, who is this guy? He's everything. Like, he's a hitter. He's got the size. He can cover really, really well. So JT Bertrand is my number 4 guy. And then Maurice Liafu, you watch him, and he's the guy that every person that evaluates film loves, because you can identify him with his hair right away. Yep. He looks like Troy Polamalu out there. Yeah. But again, he's another guy. He's got speed. He can cover pretty well, but I think he's more of a middle linebacker. I think the issue with him is he's more of a drag down tackler rather than a wrap up, get him down right away. The defender or the offensive guy is going to get a couple more yards after he makes contact. And where JT Bertrand, he hits you and you drop. So Junior Colson, number 1, Peyton Wilson, number 2, Jeremiah Trotter Jr., number 3, JT Bertrand, number 4, and I can't say this guy's name, Maurice Liafu is number 5.
Liafu, yeah.
There you go. I've been hearing a lot of good things on Colson, and I've been meaning to sit down and watch him.
He's a stud.
I like that you have him at number 1, so that's intrigues me a lot more. Coach Vogel, what do you think, brother?
All right, so at 1 and 1A, I have the Notre Dame guys. No, I'm just kidding. I actually, surprisingly, I wanted to stay away from them because I don't want people thinking I'm a homer every show. But my number 5 was Jeremiah Trotter from Clemson. It just didn't sync for me. I don't know if I watch him later, I may have a different say, but it didn't click for me watching film. Then I had Edgerrin Cooper at 4, Peyton Wilson at 3, Junior Colson at 2, and here's Jalen Ford out of Texas was my number.
Oh, okay.
He and Colson have a lot of similarities. I felt like everything when I watched Ford, everything was coming downhill first and then reacting from there. He's got good side to side. I feel like Ford and Colson are really similar. Like they've got, being able to run guys down. They got a good motors, catching people, kind of that, the thing that we praise Wilkins for when he's running guys down 40 yards down the field. Like those guys were always, you always saw those guys around the ball, no matter where the ball was. It was in the end zone or like one of the things that I watching Trotter that I didn't like is like there's a goal line play and they've got it's like 3rd and 2 or whatever to get in the goal, and he just using his hands instead of just pounding downhill and trying to create havoc in there. Like he was just more like where these guys are just guns blazing downhill trying to make a goal line stand. So those were some of the differences that I had.
So I did watch your number one guy out of Texas. I can't Peyton.
Ford. Jalen Ford.
No, Jalen Ford. Yeah. So
yeah.
The one issue I had is I constantly watched him not have the vision of the ball carrier. He would be blitzing, and he'd come around the corner and then see a group of guys over here on the right hand side, and go to that rather than to the ball carrier, and that's what dropped him for me. Yeah. But what you're saying is true. He has the size, he has the speed, he has the ability to blitz. He has a lot of intangibles that you're looking for. It's just for me that vision of where the ball is.
I completely agree.
So Anthony Manzano, he says his number 1 is Edrin Cooper. Number 2 is Junior Carlson out of Michigan. Number 3 is James Williams. That's the safety out of Miami. He believes it's going to be moved to linebacker. Yep. Number 4, Peyton Wilson. And number 5 is Jeremiah Trotter. Russ, as much as college football as you watched, brother, what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I got nothing on the line. I didn't watch a lot of linebacker play this year. So, but yeah, I think they're both solid lists. I do like those 2 Notre Dame guys. And was it Bertram?
Bertrand, yeah.
Yeah, he had a big week. And so I do like him.
There was 3 of them, but one went back to school.
Yeah. JD's
guys on our podcast will be happy because we got 2 Notre Dame fans on our podcast.
They are hardcore. They are hardcore, those 2 guys.
That's awesome.
Pete and Joe.
Pete's a loud guy.
He is for sure.
He's the hype man.
That's awesome.
So Scotty, Cedric Gray out of North Carolina, I want to watch more on him. I've read a lot of good things on him, but haven't sat down and watched him, and I will. But I'm intrigued. I'm going to sit down and watch him.
I'm not a fan of it.
Talk to me about it, Josh.
I feel, again, vision-wise, I feel like he hits the wrong hole a lot of times. He's not a downhill player. He stays back out of the hole, which allows for the running back to get through, and then he reacts. And it could be something that is taught on the Texas A&M defense. I don't know. But he's just more passive than he is aggressive. And I want my guy to just see it, go after it, get it. And that's why if evaluating a player, Nick Bolton is my number 1 guy, and that's what I go off of. So I want to be able to see a lot of players like that. I know a lot of players aren't that. So if you don't have that vision, I want to see you make it up with your hunger. So we have Peyton Wilson, that is hair on fire type guy. He's running around the field like crazy. I just don't see any of that from Cooper.
From Gray. Gray.
Sorry, yeah. I'm all
No, you're good.
Place.
I know you are. It's all right, brother. That's too much Coke.
Caffeine.
Caffeine, that's what it is. Notice I didn't say Coca-Cola. I said Coke. I didn't say Coca-Cola now. All right, so let's touch on some rumors very quick. And, we know Cliff Kingsbury went to the Washington Commanders. He's the OC, which, of course, he just came from Southern Cal. So it kind of throws up some flags of what Washington may have plans to do. Do they, trade up to 1 from 2 to 1 and throw up a king's ransom, whatever that may be. But the Athletics' Kevin Bain revealed that the Bears are leaning at this point in time. This is his quote. A couple of league sources wondered aloud about the benefit of keeping Fields and trading back. But when asked about the number one pick, most didn't see a debate. At this juncture, they expect it to be Caleb Williams. Their opinion of what will happen isn't about Fields' qualities as much as it is about opportunity. One league source said, when you think like a general manager, it's hard to pass on Williams' talent and the benefit of starting over with a new contract. One opposing scout said you would be shocked if it wasn't Williams at number one, of course. Russ, we'll start with you because you haven't touched on this. We touched on it a little bit last week, and obviously it will be a storyline as we continue to go. But what are your thoughts with the Bears at number one? What do you think they should do?
I think they'll probably go Williams, just because, he's got the most high upside. Comparing him to Pat Mahomes. I'm not saying he's Pat Mahomes. I've gotten in trouble with that before. But I think they'll go with Williams just for everything, new offensive staff. They want their guy. It's smart. You can reset his contract for the next 5 years, so you're taking money off the books. I wouldn't pay a king's ransom to move 2-1 just for Caleb Williams. I'm like, you're going to be giving up future assets to move up one pick, not knowing this guy's going to pan out or not. Drake May is pretty damn good too. So I think they'll probably end up going Williams. I think they want to reset. Probably best for Justin Fields too. That he just needs a new system, a start. I like Fields, but some people just need a changing environment.
No, you're not wrong. Some players get better with a change of scenery. Of course, he had a good year, and most fans, or a certain contingent of fans, and some players seem like they would really like for Justin Fields to remain. We did touch on this last week. I know if I was running the Bears, what I would do is ransom that pick. I think the Bears are in prime position. They got the first pick, and I believe the 9th pick. They could easily try to trade if they were to trade down to 2 or in those mid picks within the top 10, you can still get a quality player and then get your quarterback, whether that be Drake May, who I think his size is very attractive, his arm, little Josh Allen-esque. I think that's kind of where the league is trending. Not taking anything away from Caleb Williams, we know he has that kind of different. I don't want to say generational. I think that's not fair, but he has some good talent. From what I've seen though, there's some things that. I was watching some film today, and kind of reminded me of a certain quarterback. As soon as pressure in his face, he just throws the ball away, and he got a turnover. But we'll see. For me, I think if I'm the Bears, I'm trading out of that pick, and I still have best case scenario because you can either keep Justin because you have a backup plan, or draft your guy and or keep Justin and draft the best player. Vogel, what do you think of this report?
What's their second pick? 10?
9.
I think it's 9.
Even freaking better. So I'm keeping my number one pick, and I'm picking Marvin Harrison, and then at 9 I'm going to get a quarterback because there's a few there that I like that I think would be available at 9. So
you're gonna pick Marvin Harrison 1?
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I couldn't do that.
Because they're already strong on offensive line, so I would. I don't know.
Are they?
That's me. I thought they had 2 from the last time I had checked, which was probably this time last year. I thought they were decent on offensive line.
They got Darnell Wright last year at 10, so that shores up
Tennessee. Yeah,
they got Tevin Jenkins, Dan Feeney, but Braxton Jones is their left tackle. If it's me. If I'm passing over Caleb Williams, I'm taking Joe Alt, and I'm solidifying.
Braxton Jones, is that the kid from Oklahoma was drafted last year?
Southern Utah.
Oh, okay. No, who's the one I'm thinking of?
The kid from Georgia.
Darnell Wright?
From Georgia. Oh, that's what I was thinking of. Darnell Wright.
Broderick Jones, right? No, was that who it was drafted last year? He played offensive tackle, played guard.
Yeah,
I'm trying to remember. That's not who we're talking about.
We don't need to bring that up either.
So sorry, no, that's not. But No, first off, again, and Vogel, I know this for sure with Vogel. I'm the same ways, build the trenches type of guys, and if you get the kid out of Penn State with the number 1 pick and then draft your quarterback with the 9th pick, you're golden, But then you have the.
Are you taking the Penn State guy over the Notre Dame guy?
I'm just throwing it out. I'm putting a different name out there besides Notre Dame.
Yeah,
I'm just putting a different name.
I think you're going to have a run on quarterbacks and left tackles. Honestly.
Oh, for sure, absolutely.
I mean, we thought that that the kid from Oregon State was going to be available at 21 and to Miami, and I think there's a lot of. I mean, I've seen a couple mock drafts that had those. Yeah. Like quarterbacks and tackles are going flying off the board.
Yeah, I don't think it's a reach at all for people projecting Jackson Powers-Johnson to Miami at 21. I think you're going to have to, but more than likely Miami's going to get somebody else.
I think he goes higher.
Yeah, I think someone's trading up for him because I think Miami is the logical landing spot for him, the first spot that he can go. So someone behind them is going to trade up for him. He can go anywhere from like 18 to 20.
Bobby, how pissed are you going to be if Philadelphia trades up to 21 to take him?
Well, Philadelphia
trades up to 21
or 20.
Philadelphia's already got their guy. They got Cam Jordan.
Yeah, but they like him at guard. If you can keep him where he plays, and then just plug in Jason Kelsey 2.0.
Yeah,
it's not a bad spot. But to talk about the Chicago situation, if you get Joe Alt and then back it up with Malik Neighbors at number 9, like that's not a bad haul either. And honestly, I would be jealous of Chicago getting that. Just like last year, Houston, they changed their franchise around. Chicago has a good defense. Bring in a left tackle to protect Justin Fields, and then also add another piece to DJ Moore. You're cooking at that point.
Yeah.
So before we move, we're at the final stretch here. Before we move on to the draft simulator, because that's just always fun, and we could play with what Wingate was saying about trading out of 21 and moving back, or if the Eagles traded up, as Michael has said, you never know. But let's before we get to the draft simulator, I want to ask, and I'll get yours on the Cowboys, but Russ, especially with what pick does the Jets have? I don't have it in front of me.
They got 10.
10. Okay. So, man, what's your dream right now? Where would you like them to go?
The dream's dead. I wanted Joe Alt. And it was kind of like a double-edged sword in the last week because you really wanted to end the streak against Belichick because we haven't beat him since 2015, but then also they won the game and they got a lower pick. So I wanted Joe Alt. I think it'll probably be Talise Fuaga, who I really like. But, Alt was like you go into these drafts talking the sexy picks as an offensive lineman, but let's get real. Offensive line are the sexy pick. So
it is, yeah.
It's not the flashy one, but it's the right call. So, yeah, I think it'll be Fuaga. I think the Jets are high on him. They like his makeup.
Do you think – I know, obviously, Aaron Rodgers is going to come back. I don't know what Zach Wilson's situation is, but do you think there's any chance that the Jets take a quarterback at 10?
No, it's not happening.
Your reaction? You
never know. Everything's a mess right now, and we got a jackass as an owner, and just everything's going down the drains. Everything you see, all these rumor mills, that it's just a whole mess. You never know, but Woody Johnson gets involved, you never know. Because the guy's an jackass. I hate him.
Josh, what about you, man? Cowboys, obviously they're a later round pick. I don't have that. Let's see.
24.
Thank you, sir. What's your wish?
I mean, we need to figure out this offensive line. I think a lot of teams are in this situation, but Jackson Powers-Johnson. But we can also look at left tackle. Tyron Smith is a free agent. I don't know if he's going to come back. It'd have to be a team-friendly deal, which he's had before. So very well could come back as like a stopgap before we figure out the left tackle. Jackson Powers-Johnson. We don't necessarily need a guard, but how much longer is Zach Martin going to play? That's the big question. So we could see the Washington guard come in as well, or tackle, however you want to consider him. And then also, again, that tackle position. Other than offensive line, we're probably looking at D-end. We also want a linebacker. We just need a team here. We're trying to add pieces. We got a lot of free agents. Most of our defense is probably going to go to Washington with now Dan Quinn over there. So we need to figure it out. Dallas has said, Jerry Jones has said he's all in. So we could see a splash from the Dallas Cowboys this free agency. We haven't seen that in quite some time. So I'm excited to see what that could be.
There you go.
All right. Maybe our Darius Mims.
I don't know how I feel about him. As a Georgia fan, there's not enough film out there on him for me to say take him in the first round. If it was me, I'd want Jordan Morgan. I'd want, obviously, the Oregon State guy isn't going to be there, so give me like Tyler Guyton over Mims.
Here you go. All right, let's see here. So it's gonna be interesting. We're gonna do something that's interesting. Okay, Coach and I will represent the Dolphins. Wingate, you're gonna be the Cowboys. All right, and then Russ, you're gonna run the Jets. We're gonna do the mock draft simulator. Okay, so we do all 7 rounds. So you're gonna make your pick. You can make your trade. Make sure I have it here, and we will start with Coach Vogel.
Team Mock Draft Simulator.
And you're going to pop up.
Freaking Darth Vader.
Damn right. Damn right. All right. Let's see. Share screen. And for Anthony, who's watching, we will not, again, like I said, later on in the off season, few weeks in or whatever, we'll let some viewers pop in to do their mock draft simulator. We got a set schedule for some of these. So I'm gonna pop this. Let me go and update that overlay there. There we go. Okay. Can everybody see pretty good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right.
Good.
Coach, you got it, man. I'm going to go ahead and hit the Let's Draft button. We'll start off with the Dolphins 7 rounds. You know how it goes. No trade-ups at this point. Just trade downs if possible.
Yeah.
Make the best picks. All right. Let's roll it out. Let's see who the number 1 pick is. Caleb Williams, number 1. Joe Alt, number 2. Ooh.
What do you have next? Pick 23, or I don't love either one of those. Although I mean, if it were regular, I'd jump on an heartbeat.
Yeah.
For me, I don't know. No, I'm not gonna say for me. You go. You decide. You're the GM, bro. So you'll deal with fan hate or fan love. Either way.
We'll say that I get it next year too. We'll get there first next year. So go ahead and accept that.
Okay.
Fall back 5 spots. And let's see who's there. No, can't do it. No.
I mean, we could go all in on 2025 here.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I mean, I'm like, okay. All right. So 26th overall pick.
Yeah. Give me my offensive lineman. Who do I have available currently?
Tyler Guyton, Troy FAUTANU, Jordan Morgan. Did you watch Patrick Paul?
Not yet. I haven't. Wow. I guess
the Dolphins. Supposedly, Chris Greer met with Patrick Paul. Quick tidbit.
The center's
6'7".
gone. Somebody got the center.
Oh, sorry. He's there.
Oh, well, yeah, I want him there.
All right.
Yeah.
So Jackson Powers-Johnson is the pick.
Yeah.
We go to 55.
All right, 55. All right, give me. No, too far back. No.
Hey, Russ, what do you think?
F the Jets. F the Jets.
Could you imagine a team coming to you and you getting a first round and then offering a second and a third next year, and then you're just building this, not missing out on any picks. You're just moving back and then just gathering.
Gaining extra picks for next year. You're golden.
You have two first-round picks, 2 second-round picks, 2 third-round picks.
I think I'm gonna go with the defensive tackle from Miami,
Leonard Taylor the third. Like it.
Leonard Taylor.
This would be a long wait for us. We'll be talking. And Russ, we do live. We've done 2 years now of live draft coverage for each round, and we're on like for 4 hours, and we're like. I'll start it off, and then Josh will come in and take over, and then so this would be very quiet and boring. But
I'll take that.
The Dolphins haven't picked at all.
That's right.
That entire time.
That's right.
All right, 168. Show me what we got in the tight end category.
So McKalen Castle's out of Tennessee. There's Josh's guy.
My God. He caught a touchdown at the Senior Bowl, right?
The kid from Minnesota, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's who I want. I want him.
All right.
He can block.
Yeah.
That's something Miami has been missing for quite some time.
Yeah.
Is a blocking guy that can go out and catch something quick.
See what we have in the guard department there. Give me Hurdle from Boston College. Oh, we're picking again. Great. Sweet.
Yeah.
All right, give me defense, quarterback, safety, kind of cornerback, safety. Go back to cornerback for me real quick. Oh, yeah, safety, and then give me that top guy, Patrick McMorris. And another pick. Sweet.
Miami is killing day 3.
All right, let's go safety.
What's Miami's hit rate day 3?
They're pretty good. Well, that's a good question. It's kind of small. What do you got for safety? Is that safety right there?
You drafted a safety, didn't you?
I thought it was a cornerback.
No, you drafted a safety.
Oh, okay.
All
right, go back to the big board, the all. And then give me Fabian Lovett. Get some depth in there. Ooh. F the Jets. Go offense and the QB. Who do we have available at quarterback? I always want to take a quarterback.
Ooh, I see one who might be a worth one.
There's a couple there that I like, actually. I think I want to go with Plumlee out of UCF, 339.
Interesting. All right.
Oh, and by that hit rate is garbage. Anything past round 3 is like the
you're
guy.
right. I
mean, Andrew Van Ginkel, you can't. He was a 5th round pick, but other than that, like, I mean, are we considering Solomon Kinley a hit?
He's a solid depth piece. I don't know if you'd call it a hit, but I mean, in that spot, in that round, I guess you could, because he's not,
Achane was 3rd round, wasn't he? And then we took that receiver tight end guy in like round 6, and then they cut it.
That was a butch.
Yeah, so you have that.
All right, Big Bobby, what do you got?
Jason Sanders was a 7th rounder. That was like your biggest hit.
All right, so this is me. All right, let's do it. I'll do it.
Caleb Williams, you gonna take him?
Yeah.
He's the next 2 drafts, 26 and 57, Bobby.
Yeah, but note of this. Let me tell you why this is. I want to take the pick, but why it's hard. Can you see who's the top player on the board?
No, you don't make that trade, Bob. You don't.
Oh, yeah, I didn't
mean,
see that.
if that was a scenario, you don't move down. You run to
Bobby,
the
that's the scenario.
If
right
that's
there.
the scenario,
Reject,
you
reject.
Might trade back too. And
So,
say,
okay, hold on.
There?
So Keon Coleman's still on the board, right? Okay, that's 3 picks back. I'm 2 picks back. I'm trading 2 picks. Eagles and the Texans are on the board. So if, let's say, Brock is that pick.
You can get Keon
Who's
Coleman.
taking Brock in that sense? Like, someone's trading up for Brock at that point.
Yeah, is it the Texans? They're trading up 2 spots.
Probably, yeah, probably. So Brock's there. I don't know if Keon Coleman goes to Philadelphia, but do you really need Keon Coleman? I mean, I know because Brian Thomas Jr. is there. I mean, if that's me, I'm sticking in. I'm going Brock Bowers. That hits a huge need.
Yeah, and that's hard to chance that, Bobby. I'm just saying.
And he's a perfect.
You can do it. I'm just saying.
That's a, and I can't say, but that's a more dynamic George Kittle going into your offense because he's doing more than what George Kittle does.
Shut up, Josh. Damn, dude.
Is George Kittle taking? Do you see George Kittle taking an end around?
Tick, 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 tick. I think the clock ran out. You lost your pick.
I gotta see. I want to see something very quick.
If Brock Bowers is there and you are not running to the podium,
I know. Let's do Brock Bowers.
Yeah, you have to. If that's the scenario that we're running with,
I know. So, hell no. No. And I'm gonna go.
Oh, your boy's there.
He is. But
Frazier's there too.
But you got to look at.
I'm looking between Frazier. I'm being very honest because I like Taylor. I like Sweat, but Frazier and BB.
Cooper Beebe is nice too. I think it's a little early for Cooper Beebe. I think
I'm gonna go with Frazier here.
Yeah,
because Frazier could still play at guard. You bring Connor back, you move Frazier to guard, and then basically move him.
Now the only thing is, if the
vice versa
center's there, you're gonna be like, I could have had him and then another piece. Which no, he's not going to be there because you don't have any picks.
Exactly. That's why I could have traded back. Could have had number 86 there. Been like, okay.
Yeah, but you're walking into
okay. See.
Yeah.
All right. So right here, I didn't do it with the second pick, but I will do it for the third. And I see him right there. Well, let me look at this guy first, but I don't care. So I know this guy, Mason Smith from DTLSU, 6'5", 316, monster.
Yeah, you like him. Yeah.
Yeah. We don't know what's going to happen with Christian Wilkins. Most likely he's out the door. You get that big beast back there.
Oof. Oof. You found your linebacker there. This late?
Who did I miss?
Liafo? Or Lufau? Or however the hell you say
it. The Notre Dame linebacker.
You're right.
Yeah.
Liafau.
Here you go. And we'll go back here. To be honest, this draft, if it felt like this, is pretty damn good.
Yeah.
I'd be ecstatic.
Joe
Milton had a bad Senior Bowl.
Yeah, he did.
He dropped.
He did. But you know what? At 199, it's worth the shot. All right.
Ooh. I mean, Kendall Milton wouldn't be a bad addition.
That's exactly who I'm going to, brother. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm like, as soon as I saw him, I zoomed in. I'm like, there he is. There you go. So, I mean, Brock Bowers, Zach Frazier, Mason Smith. I'm leaving this pretty happy. I got 2 Miltons to close it out.
I'm very happy.
I'm down with that.
And that, while it's not realistic because you're not going to get Brock Bowers at 21, if it did happen, congratulations, you won the draft.
Yeah.
But did he take himself out instead of me? I think we lost him. But you get that draft, and it's a pretty winner.
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me?
We hear you.
Bobby, we can hear you. We don't see you.
I don't know what
viewership is going up though.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Hold on, let me see.
We started not to be able to see you, and then people watching started going up.
All right, can you hear me? I'll figure that out in a second.
Yep.
So while I am doing that, let's see. Let's see, stupid settings. All right, good.
There he is.
Starting going down again.
All right, so let's go ahead and we'll wrap it up with Josh. So we're gonna start with Russell. We'll stay in the AFC East. 7 rounds. You are the general manager. You are now the owner. No longer Woody.
Thank God.
All right, you have control. Here we go.
Make sure you take a quarterback at 9.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
You'll take that. Do you want to look at the other ones, or you're good?
Let me see the other one, but that's pretty good.
Oh,
No.
Lord.
Damn.
You don't want it that far back.
17's not bad. What was the first one? Was it hey, I'll take the first
13.
one. Jacksonville might be better. 46. Yeah, I like that.
I think you had more options there too.
Let me go. Hold on. Let me reject this one because it's out of the way. That's so. Here you don't lose a pick. You just gain a pick. Here you lose a pick, but you're swapping 186 for 48. And then there's this one here. You get the 16th, 76th, a first rounder next year.
That's the one. I'll take it. I'll gamble.
Let's go.
I'll gamble.
I'm good on that.
Jeez.
Damn.
Reject. You can probably reject all of them. What do I got? Oh, my guy's right there. I'll take the Oregon State guy, Wonga.
There you go. There's your tackle. You traded down. You still got him. And the Dolphins drafted Kool-Aid McKinstry, Alabama, the corner.
Hey,
just let you know at 21.
That's a good pick. No, I'm good.
All right.
Forget Harbaugh. I ain't trading with him.
Oh, man. What have I got on wide receivers, Bobby?
Wide receivers. Devontae Walker, North Carolina. Johnny Wilson.
Devontae Walker.
That's nice. Give me Johnny Wilson.
Johnny Wilson out of Florida State.
And then let's go. What else do we need? I'll take the Georgia guard.
Cedric Van Paren. Where is the center? Or the guard?
Ooh, damn.
Ooh, Zach Center. Forgot about him.
Junior Carlson, James Williams still on the board. Tommy Eichenberg.
Ooh, 111 and 113.
Damn,
You're not going to like this pick. I'll want to. I'm going Audric Estime.
Yes.
Interesting. All right.
Just a stable backs over there.
Are these like legit picks for the Jets, or is this from that trade down? Because if the Jets have these picks,
Estime was one of the best linemen and running backs in college football.
He was.
So,
he was.
Only the Cedric Van Pran pick is the only one that's not the legit. It's from the trade, Josh. So the other ones are Jets have a good buttload of picks here.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a trade. The first one's probably the only legit one. But if they get Estime and you have Estime and
Ooh, Cam Hart.
I'm
a huge fan of Cam Hart.
I don't care what team it is. I'm not moving away from Junior Colson.
You want to move down a little bit?
Oh, yeah. The linebacker from Michigan, right?
Yep.
stuck here, boys.
Was Amani Bailey the one at the Senior Bowl that did well opening the game? Or is that someone else?
I'll take Kyrie Jackson. Oregon.
Corner out of Oregon. Okay. We got the 186 pick. For the Dolphin fans coming on the channel to see Jets for their what the
We're Jets fans now. Woo!
Is that your kickers?
Oh, you put a Jets hat on? I didn't know.
Is Drake Nugent your old kickers?
No,
son?
That was Mike.
Is that his son?
Yeah.
A
legacy over here.
I do want the Michigan guard.
Legacy or center?
Center, whatever he is. We'll move him around. We need all the help we can get on the offensive line.
Yeah, I thought our offensive line was bad. Then 4 plays into your season, I was like, oh, no.
Yeah, we need a safety. I'll take actually, let's see. Give me the safeties, Bobby. Yeah, give me Jalen Key.
Out of Alabama. All right. And you're still on the board.
Okay, let's just
You only have 100 picks today.
Yeah.
Should have started off with him.
Let's go, boys. The home of the Jets, baby. Oh, I can't go. I'll take the edge. Murphy from UCLA.
Oh, Murphy. Okay, gotcha. And I think this is their last pick.
I'm up again.
Yeah.
It's just going to be Devin Leary.
Goes quarterback. There you go.
That's going to piss off Rodgers.
Hey,
yeah, you got me a quarterback. You got a quarterback. You trying to replace me?
I didn't get any help. You can just go Miami here. I don't need to pick for the Cowboys. I'm trying to rebuild this Miami Dolphins team.
Oh, see, yeah, he likes a challenge. All right.
I like a challenge, yeah.
The guy you want to
Drake
fall.
May went number 1.
I wouldn't sleep on it.
Ooh. I mean,
they see that? You mother.
You can go next. I think I'm taking that first one just because I need picks.
Yeah.
Not taking that. Not taking that. So we can reject this. I'm picking here. I have not seen Jerzon Newton.
I've read on him. I liked what I've read, but I haven't watched him, so I can't give any kind of.
Oh, he's a stud. He's a stud.
We're looking at this defense.
I did do some film work on him. I liked him.
Yeah. Let's look at Chop Robinson real quick. I want to see his size. I want to see.
Don't want to go like JJ McCarthy or
Is he
something.
really? Okay. At 6'3", 250. Probably not going to go him. Let's go. Who's at center available right now? Or not center, safe cornerback. Whew.
Who are you looking at?
Corner. Who's available at corner?
Oh, corner. Defense. I'm sorry. Okay. Lassiter out of Georgia.
Yeah. No, I'm not going to go him first. So let's go offense. I guess we're going offensive line.
Okay, so at tackle, you got Talise Fuga,
Morris
Mims.
How are we feeling about your left tackle? Is he coming back? Do we think he's going to retire?
Okay, so there's 2 things here. So first off, with him coming back, obviously when he's on the field, he's obviously one of the best tackles in football. But it's when he's on the field, that's the key word. The one thing I will say, though, that if he does come back, the Dolphins need to bring back Kendall Lamb, who played very well in his place. That's why, like, offensive tackle, I mean, obviously with the talent there, you can't ignore it. But I think guard or center makes a lot more sense because you could either move Connor to guard if you keep him, or you could keep him at center and move whoever you get in the center or guard just to guard. I wouldn't be mad at any tackles. I think you obviously need if because Armstead is toying with retirement.
Okay.
So
how do you feel about Austin Jackson? I said last week that he was trash.
So Austin Jackson, he had a tough playoff game, which the whole Dolphins team did. But I will say that he showed vast improvement compared to what he's been the last few years. But I think he's hit his ceiling. So if you're comfortable with him being your blindside protector of Tua, then you're set because you did extend him.
This is what we're going to do. We are going to go Jordan Morgan because I think he's a left tackle, but I also think he can be pushed inside. He has a lot of flex. He can play the right tackle. He can be pushed in, or he can play left tackle depending on what happens.
Okay.
That's a lot of picks in the top 100. If we go next, I like that one better. We're going to accept that one.
Okay.
I'm just trying to stack picks in the top 100.
No,
I got you.
I don't want that one.
Ooh.
I don't want that one either.
Okay.
If it was in the top 100, I'd say yes. But I want to stay in pick.
Newton's still on the board.
Newton's still on the. I mean,
Yeah, he's
I hate
good.
to do it, but what's his size?
You take him. That's all I'm telling you, BNR. You take him.
6'2", 290.
5. Oh, I mean,
Look at those years. Look at those numbers.
61 tackles, 14 tackles for
the
loss.
thing is,
But he would need a big D tackle next to him. But
does he have a spot on this defense?
If Christian Wilkins is gone, who more than
Yeah,
likely he will
but
be.
we're trying to fit into a 3-4. We need 2 big D ends. Is he going? Does he have the length at D to play D end?
Right. Let me just put it this way: you're the general manager. You just hired, or your coach just hired, Anthony Weaver, who comes from Baltimore, who was coached in Houston as well. You kind of have an idea of what your defense is going to look like. So you're making this pick. What do you see a fit there? If not, are you one of the teams that's going to skip him and maybe go Jalen Ford out of Texas or Kalen King out of Penn State or Cedric Gray, linebacker, which you said you're not a fan of?
His inside rush. Like if I'm playing a 4-3, I'm going all in. Is this guy someone that is only coming in nickel situations? I don't know that.
But at round 3, when he's
Are we
projected to be a
round
round 1 pick, and if it's round 3, does it matter if he's coming in situational situations? Because now you're
that's
basically, you know what I mean? You're not reaching at this point.
So yeah, we can go close. We can close that and we'll grab him.
All right. See, this is teamwork, guys. This is the way teams should be run. Healthy debates. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh. Nope.
We'll reject that one.
Michael, let him answer yes or no.
I know.
Michael, nope.
We'll
I have
reject-
that. I have the same concept as Josh.
Yeah.
It's got to be within 100.
Yeah, we got to reject that one.
But look at this.
Ooh.
This is some good options here.
Oh, yeah, there are.
Will Shipley,
I'm.
Fontes Walker.
Let me see
Sinai.
who's available at interior offense. Mahogany,
Ooh, Mahogany. I liked him.
Zach Zenter. If we go to center real quick,
I like Zinter.
I don't know these guys.
Here's the thing. You look at where they're ranked right now. Obviously, this is a different board. You have it's the 86th pick, so it's I guess you could say you're reaching in any of these picks, but you do have pick 90, so you still have the 90th pick, so you could still go here, look at some of these. You got Hopper, linebacker. You got Will Shipley, who I know you like a lot, Josh. You brought him up last week. Ben Sennett out of Kansas State, Johnny Wilson out of FSU, Stover, somebody you brought up or I asked about last week, and you gave some raving reviews.
So if you go to more information on Braylon Allen, I want to see.
I love that kid.
Yeah.
He's
He's got size, but does he have the speed to play in this offense?
But here's the thing. Again, and here we go. Here's the counter, right? So if Raheem Mostert comes back and you got Devon Achane, this is your 3rd round pick. You got speed, and now you got that thumper. What did Miami struggle with last year, Vogel? Was that short yardage situation. They didn't trust their speed backs in that situation. What did they do? They did a screen 10 yards, 5 yards back, and then lost an extra 5. If you go get that ground and pound, that's why a lot of Dolphin fans are pounding the table for Derrick Henry, somebody I've been pounding the table since last year.
Yeah.
But if you could save that money on Derrick Henry and get a Braylon Allen who, you're not going, oh, he needs to start day 1. No, but he could be your short yardage back. I know people are going to bring up the undrafted free agent we signed last year, but he's undrafted for a reason. This guy, I think, is you could get some good out of him, but that's just me.
I also miss Tyron Hopper being there.
He's there. Yeah.
He's someone I liked. He just wasn't up there with the rest of the guys in a weak class, but sitting here at 90, I might be able to take him, but I'm going to go. Just give me Braylon Allen.
Braylon Allen. All right.
No, I'm not going to take that. If you scroll down just slightly, just want to see who's.
Oh, sorry.
Blake. Oh, I could have had Blake Corum. I'm going to go. If you scroll all the way up, I'm going to go Tyron Hopper because I think he could be taken here. Linebackers in need.
So, and this is a good point because we talked about, you were saying you want to get more picks in the top 100. You got those picks and you got some really quality players. Of course, we don't know how these guys are going to perform until they become pros. But if I'm leaving this draft as a fan or even in the team, I'm excited that I got some quality players. All right, so you're at 185 right now.
Yeah, and the big thing to Hopper is I think he is a thumper. And I think if you're working in the 3-4 with David Long, you need someone that's going to open up some space for David Long to do his thing, get to the quarterback. I think you could have that there. So here, if we, I can't go center here. I'm going to another linebacker. I don't care. The value is just too good at this spot. You guys need all the linebacker help you can get. I'm going linebacker here as well.
There you go.
No, I'm good. And then I'm going to get Brevin Spanford. Very bottom. There's my tight end. And then, let's see, I got one more pick, right?
You do. 238.
Let's just get a quarterback because if we're not drafting a quarterback, we're making a mistake going on to a. So we will take. I don't know any of these guys, so just take one. I don't care. Let's go, Phil.
Oh, that's who I was going with. Djokovic.
Yeah.
Djokovic. So there you go. All right, make sure here, and there you go. Jordan Morgan, Jazir Newton, Braylon Allen, Hopper, LaFou, Ford, and Djokovic. I'm sure I'm butchering that, but there you are. All right. Get back to 3 over here. And as you see, Mr. Vogel had to pop on out, but that's okay. We appreciate him. We will see him next Monday night. But before we wrap it up, Russ, man, thank you so much for joining us, man, and being a part of the show now. Any final thoughts?
I got one name for you Dolphin fans. Who you want to fall at 21 is Laiatu Latu from UCLA. That's who you want. And that guy's got a hell of a story, too.
Yeah, he's got.
There you go.
Maybe issues, right? Hey, that's a very well possibility there in Miami.
Anybody with injury history is good. Maybe we could do a player spotlight next week on him. And Rush, maybe you could do that one for us for Laiatu. And I'm sure Dolphin fans are going, isn't he a Jets fan? Why is he telling us who we should draft? Do not listen to him. But I know Laiatu's a good player. We know that. Yeah. So, but it could be a sleeve.
Hey, you go for it. You don't have to take him. That's fine, kid's a stud.
Hey, I'm not arguing with you. I think it's good, man. Josh, any final thoughts, my friend?
No, I'm excited. If I could sway this situation a little bit on what we're going to talk about next week, I'd love to talk quarterback. But yeah, I'm excited where we're going, excited getting into this draft process and where we're going to go with it.
Absolutely. And I am too. Just today, I'm working on my top 100 list. And, of course, it's what's that word? I'm butchering that.
Yeah, I can't.
You know what I'm trying to say, right? Preliminary, whatever that damn word is.
Preliminary.
See, don't do it.
Preliminary.
Yes, because, we still have a lot of film to watch and all that, but I'm putting it all together. and then we'll get everybody's top 100. We're gonna put it together. We're gonna have it on our. We're gonna have the top 100 on the bottom going, so everybody's aware of what our guys are. And when we get into that draft season, into the NFL draft, we'll be tracking our list. So I'm very excited about what we're doing. I'm very excited about what's to come. Join us every Monday night, guys, at 8 p.m. Eastern time. Be Russ, myself, Josh, Michael Vogel, and of course other people as well. We'll have Courtney on, who can give her take on who the Dolphins should take, etc. We'll have Vince Stanza on. That will be a lot of fun, as it always is. So we appreciate you all. Like, subscribe. Most importantly, as always, well, I would say if you're Dolphin fans, fins up, but I got a Cowboy fan, a Jets fan, so we'll just say good night. I'll say fins up.
Hey, Miami sports fans. Stop by Canesware today at 2655 South University Drive in Davie, Florida, and check out their awesome merchandise selection of your favorite South Florida sports teams. From the Miami Dolphins, Hurricanes, Heat, Marlins, Florida Panthers, and Inter Miami, they've got it all. Celebrate your favorite team and show off your fandom with their beautiful team starter jackets, killer-looking helmets, team jerseys, cool shirts, and more. And if you're out of town or out of state, no worries. Go to caneswear.com and find everything they have on their site. Select what you want, and they will ship your gear to you. Anything over $99 is shipped for free. Don't wait. Stop at Caneswear today.